So the biggest risk of this coming summit between Trump and Kim Jong Un is this very different expectations from both sides. The United States is expecting North Korea is now going to denuclearize or commit to denuclearization. North Koreans are far from doing that. They said, when you hear what they're saying, they said, we are committed to denuclearization of the Korean peninsula if our regime security is protected or guaranteed. There's a lot there. First of all, the Korean peninsula means South Korea, U.S. umbrella, extended nuclear umbrella over South Korea. And for the Kim regime's security to be protected, what they're talking about really is concluding a peace treaty, getting the U.S. forces off the Korean peninsula, and really the end of U.S.-South Korea alliance. So obviously, if we're not going to do that, and I don't think the U.S. is prepared to do that, we're now talking about two very, very different things. So the expectations are wildly different. This is going to be this is going to be the big risk of the coming summit between Trump and Kim Jong Un. I'm also concerned about this current problem and friction between U.S. and China over trade is going to spill over to the North Korean issue. Then China is now less inclined to really press North Korea or implement sanctions or help the U.S. out of North Korea because of the problems that China is now having with the United States over trade and tariffs and everything else. So this is very complicated. Everybody's now expecting different things, U.S., China, and North Korea. Well, they could even potentially hit it off. I understand that Kim Jong Un is actually charismatic and charming in person. And I hear that about Mr. Trump too. I can't verify that. But they could even hit it off. And the most idealistic scenario here is if they could agree on some grandiose statement or principle and let the low-level officials work it out. So yes, we agree to denuclearization. We'll work towards normalizing relations, something grandiose. And they can sort of both walk away and say that's a win. They can spin it as a win, and then lower level officials have to work it out. Of course, that's when the hard part will begin. Well, North Korea made a tremendous progress last year. First of all, since Kim Jong Un came to power, he conducted 90 missile tests and 4 nuclear tests, including hydrogen bomb tests. Last year, he tested 3 intercontinental ballistic missile tests that showed capability and capacity for a missile to reach all over the United States. Now so the question really is, the last technical hurdle that North Korea has to cross, which is to show successful re-entry capability, to show that we put it all together and we can really bomb New York City or Washington with a nuclear weapon. So I would say maybe North Korea is 90–95% done. We know that Mike Pompeo, when he was the director of CIA just a few weeks ago, he said North Korea is within a handful of months away from completing the nuclear program, perfecting the nuclear arsenal. So whether it's a handful of months or longer timeline, maybe a year or two even, we know that just they have one more technical hurdle that they have to cross. So they're right there. I am sure that Beijing, Pyongyang, and even our allies, Seoul, are very sort of rattled by the appointment of John Bolton, because everybody understands John Bolton's views because they are not secret. He's prolific, he's written a lot, he gave a lot of interviews. These views are known for a very long time. So because Ambassador Bolton has very hawkish views on North Korea and Iran and Russia and a lot of countries, I'm sure it's not taken well, particularly in North Korea, but also in China.